This right here is PC Carbine. Okay, that stands for police carbine, for those of you that are not in the educated circles like I am in. Actually, it may be pistol caliber carbine. Now, the reason I have these two seemingly very unrelated guns together is because they're actually very related in their mechanisms, or so I hear. So instead of just taking everybody's word for it and all the different gun writers' word for it, we're going to disassemble these side by side, and we're going to see if this really is just a largified Ruger 1022 made to shoot 9mm. Here is a safety feature so that your barrel don't fall off mid-shooting. When your bolt is forward and you try to remove this, guess what you can't do? You can't remove it, okay? You have to bring the bolt back, you're going to lock it into place, and now you're going to push on that little doohickey. Boom, look at that. Now for this one, can't do it because that's one piece. Now for the meat and potatoes. First time you get this out, you're going to give it a little tappy tap tap there, okay? But this should come right on out. Okay, and then you've got these nice little captive screws. They stay in the buttstock. Now, here is a feature that I think is, I like it. I think it's an incredible feature. It allows Ruger to still let you use their magazines, and so they can sell you theirs and they can make their shmoney on that in case you already have Ruger mags. Or you can remove this, drop that down in there, and that's by depressing the mag release. Drop that down in there, and now you can load that with Glock mags, or ineffectively with a Ruger mag. Doesn't really do it justice, but don't have any Glock mags anymore. And I actually, gotta be honest with you, I prefer the Ruger mag. I prefer a metal magazine, just myself. Now they've removed the receiver from the stock, milled out of solid aluminum. It's got the rail integrated into the top thereof. It's good stuff. Here's your trigger housing. You gotta remove this handle here. That one's in there pretty good. One thing you probably should have if you're going to disassemble firearms like this, you probably should have a torque screwdriver, wrench, or something that goes in foot inches of torque. Yes, you heard me right. I said inch-pounds of torque. Pull that. Oh shoot! So pull that out. Got this nice main spring right there. Your buffer spring rides on that shaft. So right here you've got your dead blow weight, which is stuck in there. I can't get that out because there's a firing pin in there. That allows your bolt not to bounce once it slabs forward. This thing right here, that is machined very well into a very fine finish inside and out. That's a wonderful thing. It's a testament to Ruger and what the pride they take in their processes and their manufacturing. Pull these two pins out. I have a bad feeling about this. Whew, okay, not too bad. Then we can pull out the firing pin. There's a little pin here for the extractor. You probably should have got that out first so you didn't have to try force the bolt head out. Alright, I'm not saying I'm doing it the best, but I am doing it. So, extractor comes out there. That should let the dead blow weight pop out. And that is machined very well. Very smooth machining. It's not polished by any means. On this particular one, I don't think this is on all of them, and this is definitely not a point of contention to not buy one, but I do notice it's just along here, along this edge where they machined. This portion right here is nice and smooth. This edge is just a little bit rough. Okay, really not a big deal. Got a little bit of roughness in there. So on that, what I'll probably do is I'll just take that to a little bit of a diamond stone and just knock off those little ridges right there. Like I said, on the other PC carbine that I've handled in the past, It didn't have that. This could just be a one-off issue that I've got. When you consider the cost of this gun and how well machined everything else is, I mean, shoot, that's almost not even worth talking about. So there you have it. You got the Ruger PC Carbine in pieces. Now, what would be wise is not take two guns apart on the same table at the same time with little pieces around, okay? That would be wise. We are in for an adventure. I love shooting the Ruger 10/22. Okay, anyway, here's my gripe. These sights, I can flip it down right there so it's easy to see. I hate these sights. Okay, for target shooting, great. Took this out rabbit hunting, holy crap. Almost impossible to find the post, almost impossible to find this. And thank goodness you got a whole bunch of bullets you can shoot at the rabbit and hopefully hit it. Reality was, I don't think I even hit a rabbit with this thing. Okay. Now that's easily replaceable. That's just my personal experience. Now, my rabbit and coyote slaying 22. One of these days I'll break that out and show you. I think you're gonna like it. And if you don't, you're not a real man. Now, it looks like to get this apart, you gotta halfway push in the safety. That comes out. A little bit different design. This one you do have the ambidextrous charging handle capability, but you can put it on either spot. Where this one, sorry lefties, you're gonna have to do it the wrong way, or learn to shoot correctly. Anyway, I know that hurts all you lefties out there, and I don't mean to alienate you, but well, I'm going to. Learn to shoot right. Now here you have your pins that are holding your trigger assembly in. They come out very nicely. The trigger assembly comes out very easily. This one is cast metal, so I would guess that this is probably made of zinc or some alloy. I could get my blowtorch out and see if it melts easily and find out, but guess what? Not gonna do it. Now, if any of y'all would like to take apart your trigger assembly, send it over to me. I'd gladly do some destructive tests on your trigger assembly. On mine, I'm just gonna assume that they made it so that it'll last forever, just like this one, which is made of plastique. Now, this plastique does look like it is glass fiber reinforced. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, well, folks, now we're learning right here. Okay, I bumped something somewhere along the line. Now on this I learned, if you want to get this apart a little bit more, you just push your hammer forward. Your hammer spring is going to come out and its guide rod. And I assume you can probably push this pin out here. All right, this wasn't not really expecting to take this whole assembly apart. There's your hammer. I'm not going to pull this apart. I just don't want to fight with springs. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Push that forward. This trigger spring should just pop out just like that. I'll keep these separate. And then same principle. Now this has some additional springs in there, which this one doesn't. So there are some changes. This also has the ejector built into the trigger housing. So these aren't exactly the same, and I don't think anybody ever claimed that they were, but they are very similar. This is dirty. What have you been doing with this thing?
I don't know.
So you got this pin that's pressure fit into here. You're just going to push that one out on the back side. You're going to pull back on the charging handle, get past this lip of steel, let that rest up, pull that up, keep pressure on the charging handle, and then you can pull that out. And you can slowly release the charging handle, but it is still under spring tension. And you should just be able to drop that right out. Voila. Now on this one, this is cast aluminum, and they have their casting down to a science. They've got that nice, and it's cast to a nice smooth finish. It's not polished by any means. So there you have it. I guess it's true what they did say. This really is basically a scaled up version. It's just a straight blowback action for both the 22 and for the 9mm. Well-made guns. I mean, you think about this, they've been making this for a long time. They've perfected this thing. One of the greatest semi-automatic 22s widely available. The main difference that I see in these two firearms is this bolt here. This doesn't have the dead blow weight in it as this does, which makes sense. This is just shooting a 22 rim fire. The firing pin doesn't come out, it doesn't disassemble down all the way down such as this does quite as easily. You know, you could punch out this roll pin here and you can mess around with the spring and the pin for this, but honestly, I don't really see a whole lot of gain in that unless you have problems with that. You know, big shocker, right? What everybody's been saying is true. Well, yeah, it is true. This borrows a lot of the design features from the Ruger 10/22. And honestly, can you blame them? No, not one bit. So before I get this back together, like I said, I'm just gonna hit that on a fine diamond stone, just to get those little burrs off. Other than that, I just need to put these together and hope that I get the right parts and the right gun. If I can do that, win-win. If I can't, you might see one of the first PC carbines that shoots 22 ammo out of a 9mm barrel. Anyway, y'all have a great night and keep on pulling.